Before color, there is silence. Before bloom, there is breath. The Himalayas do not speak, but every morning they remember. Light moves slowly here, not to wake the land, but to bless it. And somewhere below these ancient ridges, in the cold beds of the valley, a flower prepares to bleed gold. This is where our story begins.
Every year they return, the purple flowers and the silence. No one tells them where to bloom, but still they come.
She did not know the weight of gold. She only knew the weight of silence and the way saffron bled softly between her fingertips. Before the sun rose, she never saw where the threads went. To palaces in Persia, to silk pouches in Delhi, to perfume bottles in Paris. In her land, saffron is sacred. In another, it's science. In a third, it's seasoning. They fought over her. India, Iran, the world. They weighed her. They branded her. But no one asked her name. Once, she thought saffron was a flower, then a thread. Now she knows. It was never just that. It was a story, and she was always part of it.
Welcome to Bloom Roots. I am Niva. People call it red gold. They say it's rare, exotic. But to us, it was always something simpler. Come, let us walk with saffron across history, silence and soil. Subscribe if you believe flowers remember and you wish to walk their forgotten paths through history, soil and soul.
Long before it reached kitchens and coins, saffron passed through temples, tombs, and thrones. In a quiet Persian home, bathed in morning light, a little girl sits cross-legged, a brass bowl in her lap. She arranges saffron threads, one by one, like prayers made visible. Her mother ties a scarf around her head, and with quiet steps, she carries the bowl through narrow earthen lanes. She doesn't enter the fire temple. She never has, but she knows where the fire burns. She stops, kneels, and places the saffron on a flat stone, whispering the same words as always. Let the warmth reach them. And still, through centuries, through crowns, through empires, it was picked by hands like hers, bent to the soil, breathing in the same dawn. In India, it marked the foreheads of kings and the feet of brides. Even the robes of Buddha carried its golden hue. In Kashmir, it bloomed in silence, but echoed through legend. They say, when Akbar the Great first entered the valley, he saw the crocus fields and declared them a royal offering to the empire. On the Silk Road, saffron rode with scrolls and silk, stitched into saddle linings, traded weight for weight with gold. In ancient Greece, queens bathed in it. In China, poets mourned it like lost love. In Rome, it perfumed the theaters and the beds of emperors. This was no spice. It was prayer. It was paint. medicine, ritual, war. Wherever saffron bloomed, it left a mark, not just on skin, but on stories. Yasmin has done this for 30 winters. So had her mother. Now, her daughter watches too. Most of the world's saffron is picked by women because it needs a patient hand, a steady breath, and eyes that can find a red thread in a purple dawn. Each thread is plucked by hand at dawn, before the petals wilt, before the sun turns them to dust. It takes over 150,000 flowers to make just 1 kilogram of saffron. Then the threads are dried, slowly, carefully, watched like fire. For even the drying changes the fragrance. Saffron grows in silence, and only where silence lives. In the dry valleys of Iran, in the snow-fed fields of Kashmir, on the sun-licked slopes of Spain, and the ancient soils of Afghanistan, Morocco, and Greece. But not every saffron is the same. Some are known for color, some for scent, but Kashmir's is known for soul. This is why saffron is called red gold, not just for its price, but for how much is given. To gather so little. Saffron was not just traded, it was fought for, burned for, lied for. In the 14th century, during the Black Death, a stolen shipment of saffron triggered a 14-week armed conflict in the city of Basel, Switzerland. They called it the Saffron War because medicine was gold and saffron was more than both. In medieval Germany, saffron wasn't just a spice. It was sacred, adulteration, punishable by death. They called it the Saffron Code, and those who faked it were burned at the stake. They didn't just guard a spice. They guarded belief. They guarded faith. In modern India, Kashmiri farmers fought, not with swords, but with documents, to protect their saffron, its purity, its name, and in 2020, they won a geographical indication tag, sealing its identity in the eyes of the world. Saffron once tinted sacred cloths, lit temple walls, anointed gods and kings. Now, it infuses 5-star kitchens. It rests in beauty serums. It whispers through elite perfumes, a sacred color, a capital commodity, from fire to finance, from offering to opulence. The global saffron market today, worth over $1.6 billion and growing. But the real weight of saffron still rests in the hands that harvest it. Climate change has touched even the quietest crops. Unseasonal rains, warmer winters, and the crocus that once bloomed like clockwork now hesitates. In Kashmir, yields have dropped by more than 60% in the last 2 decades. In Spain, entire regions are abandoning the flower. Even in Iran, the world's largest producer, droughts bite the petals before they bloom. Saffron does not shout. It doesn't bend to machines or chemicals. It needs cold nights, soft sun, and trust. But when the earth forgets its seasons, even the most ancient flowers begin to forget how to bloom. They weighed it in gold, fought over its fields, burned for its purity, sold it for scent, but the truth of saffron was never in palaces or perfumes. It lived in the hands that picked it, in the fire it once fed, in the prayers whispered into soil. Not sound, it was sacred. It was stolen. It was sold. But it never vanished. Even now, beneath fading snow, a seed waits to rise again.
Saffron was never just a spice, it was an offering, a rebellion, a prayer, and still, it blooms in valleys, in memory, and in fire. Subscribe. If you believe some stories are too sacred to forget, and some blooms, too bold to silence,